have a passion for just getting girls outside, and so they feel like they're capable on their own without having someone kind of manage them and telling them how to do things, so they can really learn how to take care of themselves and their bikes and explore the world on their own terms. And once they realize they can do that, it really, elevates their life to the next level.
Cycling gives the individual an opportunity to really feel themselves against all the elements, right? Gravity, maybe there's storms as well, but certainly, space and gravity combine to feel yourself within your own body, within your own skin. And that's a positive thing for any of us. It also gives us an opportunity to get out of our body and get out of our mind and be really free.
I think it builds self-esteem. I think it builds self-awareness. I think it builds independence, and this sense that there's freedom with it. Like, oh, okay, I can just ride my bike. Like, I can ride my bike to go to my work. I can ride my bike as a job. I can ride my bike to just go out in the woods. And so I think it creates like a sense of independence.
We were expected to do everything on our bikes. Like, oh, you want to go to the pool? Ride your bike. You want to go to the lake? Ride your bike. You want to go to your friend's house? Ride your bike. That was always the answer. Are you hungry? You want an apple? Get an apple. You want to go somewhere? Ride your bike.
I think it's important to have spaces in anything that are specifically for girls. I think girl spaces just kind of allow girls to settle in and be themselves a little bit more. I think at a certain age, it's very clear that having spaces where girls can just really be paying attention to what they're doing and what they're learning, and learn to be supportive to one another within that, and not be overthinking things outside of that is incredibly important. I think it also teaches girls to be supportive of each other in a way that they grow up to be women who are supportive of one another.
Having spaces specifically for girls in cycling is rad because we get to be ourselves and we get to laugh and cheer each other on, and we get to try hard things together and accomplish things together and root each other on, and that's always really, really fun.
Girls' bodies and brains mature at different rates than boys in different ways. We have very different emotional lives than boys, and so I think being surrounded by a community of fellow individuals who are in a similar age bracket and going through similar developmental things makes it feel a lot more comfortable and safe.
Specific spaces for girls and women in cycling makes a lot of sense so that women don't have to compare themselves to male cyclists and try to fit into what works for a boy or a man.
So I do think because of gender-specific groups, girls and young women can kind of let go of this sort of stress of needing to be something we're not. And so we get to kind of relax a little mentally when we're in a group of girls. And I think that's really when we start to have fun and be ourselves.
I've always been a proponent for actually gender-specific groups because I feel like being in an environment with girls is a little bit different. Personally, I ride majority with women, and it's because I get inspired by them. If I see a female do something that I'm as scared of, it gives me the confidence in myself to be able to try it or do it. And it's just like more of a supportive environment.
It's like taking my own riding to the next level by following other amazing female riders. Because I've noticed that, I'll see a guy go off a jump. I'll watch John Bailey, Wile E. Coyote it all over the place, but I'm less likely to try that same line or run than if I were to follow another girl, another woman. And so being able to just follow world champions like Elke Brutzart and national champions like Sarah Tescher and my own riders like India Waller and learn from them.
Because it's rad to follow rad women. I love catching a wheel and trying to follow someone and being coached and trusting that process. Like a guy could do something, but really it's like, oh, can that girl over there do it? Because then I'll follow you. If you could do it, I'll do it.
It's interesting because I had John Bailey, who was this mentor. I would watch him just like fly down these super technical sections of trail so fast. I'd be in awe and kind of like, I wish I could be like that. But then I would watch Sarah Tescher just go down the same section of technical trail with her own style and her own flow. And it was amazing because that's when it really clicked. Like, oh, yeah, like girls can do the exact same line as guys. And for me, it wasn't until a female coach did that like I could see myself doing a techie section of trail that was hard.
It can be intimidating that there's all these boys and males around and it's hard to try new things. So it's important to have these all female spaces to make yourself comfortable and feel confident trying new things that you're not totally sure about yet.
So growing up in DEVO, I was never super stoked on the racing side of it. In 7th grade, one of my coaches, Sarah Tescher, she asked if I wanted to come to this enduro race because I was definitely a better rider descending than I was sprinting up hills.
But especially the girls, they can kind of get it in their head that they need to be racing and they've got to be fast. And that is not what riding bikes is about. It can be, which is amazing. Some of those girls, that's what they want to do, which is so awesome. But there's so many different ways to ride bikes and to have fun on bikes, to be together as a community and with other girls and with coaches. If someone loves to ride their bike, like there's somewhere for them in one of these programs. We'll find the fit.
And I think if I had any like message to say to like developing riders in Durango is that you don't have to win to be a good bike racer and you don't have to race to be a bike rider.
I think if I could like do like a PSA for all women in sport, it's that like you're an athlete without ever having to race. You know, I think just attempting to achieve something is really a cool process.
I think for better or for worse, DEVO's known for racing and being like really performative based, and it's just not who we are. It's not what my group is. That's all I have to say. So, and I've been in other female groups and I know that's not what the groups are about. And so if you have, if you're a rider, you have a rider and you're curious, like just come check out a practice. Just trust me. It's so good. It's so amazing. And bring a friend.
Watching the girls who have been doing these kind of the all girls groups for so long, they're much more comfortable and confident when they are in mixed groups.
Process, I've seen a lot of young girls really, really, really shine, including my daughter, Ainsley. And then all of a sudden, when most girls, like middle and high school, start to lose confidence, Ainsley started to gain confidence. And that's when I knew cycling had really impacted her.
One of the biggest things like that I've noticed in our program here, whether it's like DEVO or Effortless Cycling, is like it's a confidence builder for sure, because as we work with them through like a foundation of skills on the bike, and they gain new experiences and overcome obstacles and learn how to do really difficult things, really challenging things on their bike that they thought they would never be able to do. When you get them over those hurdles, you just can't help but to gain confidence.
I feel like it's taught me that I can get through hard things. Because whenever you're on your bike, sometimes there's like really technical things that you have to push through. I feel like just being on that bike and knowing that you can do these certain things can help you in other parts of life.
It's grown my confidence in a lot of things, especially in like different areas of biking, like not only downhill riding and stuff, but like mountain biking, you know, all that stuff. I think it's just grown my confidence like so much. Like probably a month ago, I wasn't able to do the stuff I'm doing now.
I think what makes it fun is that there isn't like any pressure. Like in boy groups, everybody's like sending off this 12-foot thing or something, but there isn't any pressure. In girl groups, there isn't any like you can just be at your own pace.
And they're also like a lot calmer.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I also think it's like you're riding with a group of girls, and like whenever you're riding with like a group of guys, I almost feel like they'll look down on you a little bit more, like kind of almost see you as not like
equal
to as them, because like you're like a girl, I guess. I don't know. I think we all feel like we're at like over it. Well, I think we all just feel like we're at like the same kind of level for experience.
You know, I started racing at 50 and have done really well enduro racing alongside my daughter to show her that we can do hard things together. I still feel, because how our culture is set up, like an imposter, like I don't belong here, where even if you're the, you've put yourself out there and you're as good as you can get, you're really putting yourself out there, that you can feel like I own this, I deserve to be here, I belong here.
Because the more girls, more women that we have on bikes, the more it feels inviting, the less barriers there is to entry. I think that power that comes with a group of women riding together, and they're just giggling, and they're just all like so in their own joy, in their own place, and it doesn't have to be performative, it's just being together.
There's so much energy and joy and excitement that goes into biking, and it doesn't necessarily have to be all skill-based, it's like this fun sport that we all get to do together. And so I really admire the coaches that can kind of, yes, have the skill piece, but also like, let's just have fun and hang out.
And then we have so many other coaches that have ways of making cycling just so fun and joyful that you don't even realize that you're working hard and trying things that seemed scary, because you're having this incredible time because of these kind of leaders out there that are just exude joy.
I love coaching with all my girlfriends. And sometimes I coach with a new coach who I don't even know, and then we become friends. I think that a lot of the reason I returned to coaching does have to do with the kids, and it also has to do with like, that's my community. Those are my friends too, that I get to hang out with at practice and go on trips with and stuff like that. So it's really what kind of makes coaching special.
I actually started biking to connect with my friends, because majority of them cycled.
I think there's definitely a lot more laughs in like with girls than with riding with boy groups, from my experience.
I think that it's almost this sense of camaraderie that comes from being together, and I think it's just really important to have that be an option for girls. They want to choose another option, that's great, but I think it's really important for there to be a fun, safe space with their friends, or soon to be friends, right? Like, not everyone's friends initially, but like, that's just really important. I think really for everyone at any age, but I think especially like middle school and high school girls.
I am in awe, because each of you as women bring something so special, and your experience and your stories strengthen the whole mountain biking industry.